All right, guys, it's Paul Singh, the Market Speculator, with the trade report for Monday, April 9th, 2018. Let's take a look at the market here. Not looking so great. Friday, retesting the 50-day moving average, closing just above it, and that's a 200-day, not the 50. Looking pretty ugly here. Closing below the 9. When we'd gotten above the 9, we thought maybe there's a chance here, but not looking so good. We keep testing this 200-day moving average. It's not like this bounce here where it bounced right off. Probably not what we want to be seeing here. Maybe it's still a double bottom and it breaks through, but I think overall the market is looking more bearish. We have three signals for that. One is the fact that we keep retesting this level and not breaking through. Two is the volume pattern. Look at the average volume here and look at how the green days tend to be right around that average volume or below it, and the red days are getting bigger here above that level. That's not a good sign. So we have price action here, we have volume pattern here, and then the 50-day moving average is declining. We talked about that last week. That's not a good sign for the market. Generally, it's not going to break through on the first attempt, and it'll take a while, or we could even just break down. The last time this happened was back in 2016. I still have it. Well, that was Brexit, but there was another one here. Here, it started declining here, and it took a good 3 months before we broke out over that level. So things aren't looking great. That doesn't mean maybe some news comes in. Maybe we get a good earnings season. Earnings season is basically starting this week. So maybe that could change it. But for now, we need to be really cautious. I don't expect to take any positions today, especially with one. Let's go to that here. Netflix. Entry was at 296. We're at 288. Stop's going to be in the 275, 280 range. A smaller position, but Netflix has shown relative strength. Volume pattern is good. Price action is fair. Just looks like a regular trend pullback instead of a deep pullback like many stocks are doing. Not much good in the overall market. Not a lot of good sectors, although retail is holding up better. We have Lulu, which is one of our favorites. We have some of the other ones like Macy's, still looking strong overall, UA. But we need help of the market. We're not just going to jump into these things. We have calls as well. Focus list essentially remains the same as Friday. Nothing's changed in the focus list, but not starting the week looking like we're going to take any positions. And we need to be more ready to potentially start shorting. So at this point, I'm not going to put stocks on the list. It's just going to be the index plays. So that would be SPXU, which is the inverse ETF. And look how strong that looks. If we were looking at this as long, it looks very strong as kind of a bottoming formation here. And then if we've got the Qs here, we've got SQQQ, and we can see, again, looking very strong while the market looks weak. We have SOX S, which is the inverse of the semiconductor industry, which looks very strong here. So we got to be careful here with some of these areas. Two new additions actually to the watch list are going to be two cybersecurity stocks, which have actually held up really well through the market. One is PanW here, looking very strong, and the other is Cyber, which is also looking pretty strong here. So we do actually have two new additions to the focus list. It's going to be these two, and then we're going to keep an eye out on gold to see if it starts to pop here. Not necessarily for a trade, but as a market signal to see if the market is ready to really make a flush to the downside if we start to see more movement into gold. So overall, starting the week, we're not that positive. We will watch cybersecurity and retail, and watch for a rollover in the market. It is looking pretty negative. We're not going to jump into shorts yet, but we are ready. But remember, earnings season starts with the banks Thursday and Friday. So not really a big week for earnings this week, but the next week earnings season will really start off. Two important things with that. One is earnings can trade outside of the market. So that's why Lulu isn't a strong sector, but also it has its own earnings PR, which has led it to not be that impacted by what the market is doing. So earnings with their own news can move outside of what the market is doing. And two, we want to watch for, are we seeing a lot of strong price reactions to earnings? If we start to see that, we can think to ourselves, okay, maybe the market is going to rebound. So it could be a market signal, or in the long direction or the short direction, if we start to see a lot of poor earnings reaction. So we're going to pay attention to that very closely over the next 2 weeks. That could help us with market direction. So be patient, stock the market, wait for the signal, and then we'll jump in once we get a good signal.